Hello, my name is Rachel, and today I'm going to be guiding you through a gentle flow. All you need for class today is yourself, your mat, and 2 blocks. If you're not able to watch right now, feel free to add this to your watch later. So today we're going to get started in a seated position. Get comfortable. You can either sit in cross-legged or you can sit back onto your heels in Virasana, whatever feels better for you. But once you're in your comfortable seat, go ahead and close your eyes and place your palms onto either your knees or onto your thighs. And just take a couple deep breaths here for me. So in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take another deep breath in through the nose and let it all go. Do that one more time. Now, keeping the eyes closed, you're going to inhale through the nose for a count of 4 and slowly exhale out of the mouth for a count of 8. And if you want to help yourself with exhaling more slowly, you can make a O shape, a little O shape with the lips as you exhale to help exhale more slowly. And at first, I'm going to guide you through this, and then you're going to guide yourself through it for a couple of rounds. So we're going to begin in 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through the mouth for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now do a couple more rounds of that, guiding yourself through it. And if your mind starts to wander to something that bothered you at the start of your day, or maybe all of the things that you have to do after taking this class today, just slowly bring your attention back to the breath and through that count of 4 and that count of 8. Just do this one more time. And with your last exhale, keep the eyes closed and gently bring the palms to touch at the center of your chest. And I want you to set an intention for your practice today, for how you want to feel for the rest of class. Maybe that's more present, more in your body, at peace, more relaxed, or something entirely different. Maybe your intention is to just make it through the whole class without pausing or without giving up. But whatever it is, just sit with that intention for a moment here. And when you're ready, gently release your palms back onto your knees or onto your thighs. And slowly go ahead and open up the eyes. And we're going to make our way into a standing position at the top of the mat, setting up for Tadasana. So make sure that your feet are hips width distance apart and that they are parallel to the front of the mat. And then look down at the toes and make sure that all 10 toes are planted firmly onto the mat. Open up the chest, Bring your shoulders back, open up the arms to your sides, and go ahead and close your eyes and just take a couple of deep breaths here. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the mouth. Take another deep inhale and let it all go. Take one more deep breath here and exhale. Go ahead and slowly open up the eyes, and with your next inhale, bring the arms up, palms to touch, look up, and exhale, bring the palms down through the chest. Do that a couple more times. Inhaling, palms to touch, look up, and exhale, bring the palms down through the center of the chest. And move with your own breath at your own pace. Do this one last time. And with that last exhale, go ahead and release the palms back to the sides. And we're going to take a side stretch here. So you're going to take a slight bend in that right knee. And you're going to grab your left wrist with your right hand and bend over towards the right. Look underneath the left armpit and breathe into your left side body here. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. And with that last exhale, go ahead and come back to center, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time you're going to take a slight bend in that left knee, grab that right wrist, and move over towards the left, looking underneath that right armpit, and breathing into that right side body this time. With that next exhale, go ahead and come back to center. And this time we're going to set up for a forward fold, but with bent knees. So you want to bend your knees as much as you need to make contact between the belly and the thighs. And then go ahead, once you have that contact, release the head, the neck, maybe shake out the shoulders, releasing any tension in the shoulder blades. And you can either let your arms hang here, or you can bend the elbows and grab for opposite elbows. And if it feels nice, you can shift the hips from side to side. Or practice with moving onto the toes and back onto the heels. And when you're ready with your next inhale, you're going to place your palms onto your shins, arch the spine, look forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, arch the spine, come up for a half lift, and exhale, fold. And do that a couple more times, moving at your own pace with your breath. And with your next exhale, go ahead and slowly roll on up, as slowly as you possibly can, inch by inch. The head, the neck come last. And when you're ready, go ahead and make your way into a comfortable seated position. We're gonna go ahead and take some seated cat-cows here. So place your palms onto your knees. And with your next inhale, go ahead and arch the spine, open up the chest, and look forward. And exhale, curl it all in. Inhale, arching the spine. And exhale, curl it all in. And do that a couple more times. And now we're going to take some hip circles, moving in whatever direction feels the most intuitive for you. And take those circles in the other direction. When you're ready, come back up to center. We're going to take a Baddha Konasana, so butterfly pose. So you want to make a diamond shape with your legs. Bring the bottoms of the feet to touch and take your palms and press them on the tops of the knees to push them a couple inches closer towards the mat. And when you're ready, if this is a deep enough stretch for you, you can stay right here. Or if you'd like, you can go ahead and bring yourself forward and then release the head, the neck. Breathing into the hips here. When you're ready, go ahead and slowly roll on up and make your way into a tabletop position. So once you're in your tabletop, make sure that the shoulders are directly over the wrists and that the hips are directly over the knees and that the knees are hips width distance apart. And we're going to take some cat-cows here. So with your next inhale, arch the spine, look forward. And exhale, curl it in. Inhale as you arch the spine, look forward. And exhale, curl it in. Just take a couple more rounds at your own pace. And you can start to make this movement a little bit more fluid by taking circles once again with the hips. And take those circles in the other direction if you haven't already. And when you're ready, come back into a tabletop, and we're gonna set up for a child's pose here. So bring your big toes to touch, bring the knees as wide as the mat, sit back onto the heels, and then slowly lower your forehead onto the mat. If it feels nice, you can shake the hips from side to side, or the forehead from side to side. But when you're ready, settle into the child's pose here by taking a deep breath in through the nose and a deep exhale. And then let everything go, bringing your breath back to its natural pattern, not needing to force anything here. Just feeling that support from the mat below you, the ground below you, to really just let go and just be here for a couple of moments. Take a couple more rounds of breath here. And with your next exhale, go ahead and gently roll on up and make your way back into a tabletop position. This time you're going to bring your right leg straight out behind you, tuck the toes, and just gently move forward a couple of inches and back, getting a nice stretch in that right calf. And then go ahead and lift that right leg a couple inches off of the mat and just take some circles with that right ankle. And take a couple more circles in the other direction. And then bend that right knee and bring it underneath the right hip, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So bring that left leg straight out behind you, tucking the toes, and just move a couple inches forwards and a couple inches back. Then go ahead and lift that left foot a couple inches off of the mat, taking some gentle circles with that left foot, getting a nice stretch in the ankles. And then take those circles in the other direction. And then bend that left knee, bring it underneath the left hip. And now we're going to do a stretch in the wrists. So you're going to flip your wrists as much as you can. And the goal is to get those middle fingers pointed directly at the knees. And you're just going to, again, bring yourself a couple inches back and a couple inches forward. And then go ahead and take some gentle circles with the wrists. And take those circles in the other direction. And when you're ready, come back onto the heels and just shake out the wrists from side to side, up and down. And And when you're ready, come back into a tabletop position. This time you're gonna lift your right arm straight up towards the sky, opening up the chest towards the right side of the room. And then bring that right arm underneath the left for thread the needle on the right side. So you're gonna bring your right shoulder blade onto the mat. And then with the left fingertips, you can come on to the fingertips, and then you can bend that left elbow to get an even deeper stretch, opening up the chest even more towards the left side of the room. Or you can bring that hand forward and just lay that palm onto the mat. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. Take one more deep breath here. And with your next exhale, go ahead and slowly come on up, making your way back into a tabletop position. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So this time you're gonna lift that left arm straight up towards the sky, opening up the chest towards the left side of the room, and then thread the needle underneath the right, bringing that left shoulder onto the mat. And again, you can either bend that right elbow and come up onto the fingertips, or you can bring that right arm a couple inches forward, placing that right palm onto the mat. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. Take one more deep breath here. And with your next exhale, slowly come on up back into tabletop position. And then we're gonna make our way onto our backs. So we're gonna set up for a bridge pose here. So bend the knees, placing the feet onto the mat, hips width distance apart. And then grab for the backs of the heels. And if you can't touch them with your fingertips, you're gonna wanna go ahead and walk them a couple inches closer to you. And then we're gonna take a supportive bridge pose here. So you're gonna grab one of your blocks or two, either on the lowest height or medium height, and go ahead and lift the hips a couple inches off of the mat and place that block underneath the sacrum, lowering yourself onto the block. And with the hands, you can either place both palms onto the belly. You can bring one palm on the belly and one over the heart. You can open up the chest and bring both arms out to the sides, Or for a nice chest opener, you can bring the arms overhead, bending the elbows, grabbing for opposite elbows. But whatever you decide, once you're there, once you're comfortable, just let yourself be supported by that block underneath you. And just enjoy relaxing here for a couple of moments. And when you're ready, slowly lift your hips off of that block, bringing the block to the side of the mat, lowering your hips back onto the mat, and bringing the knees into the chest, giving them a nice little squeeze. You can rock from side to side if that feels good, massaging out that lower spine. And then you can take a happy baby and experiment with straightening out one knee and then the other. Maybe rocking the hips from side to side. But whenever you're ready, we're going to set up for our final resting pose, Shavasana. You can either place your palms onto your belly if you want to feel a little bit more grounded here. Or if you want a chest opener, you can bring the arms out to the sides. And once again, let your breath come back into its natural pattern, not forcing anything, just letting yourself fully be with what is and surrendering to that. When you're ready, gently bring yourself back by slowly wiggling the fingers and the toes. Maybe taking a nice deep stretch overhead with the arms like you're just getting out of bed. And keeping the eyes closed in whichever way you'd like to get there. Slowly bring yourself back into a comfortable seated position. Once you're there, bring the palms to touch at the center of the chest. Remembering the intention that you set for class at the beginning of this practice. And seeing if you could also keep that intention for the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking class with me today. If you're wanting to take more yoga classes or fitness classes with us, feel free to download our Yoga Plus app, and I will see you guys later. Bye.